Okay, I think, yep, doing it. All right. Okay, so for now, I'm going to treat this like it's a podcast, and I'm just going to talk straight to the camera. So, hello, welcome to Voices from the Void episode. I really don't remember, and I'm not going to look it up right now. I am the host, Ari Danica. So, hey, how you doing? And for this podcast, I'm doing something different. I'm doing an experiment, and for the experiment, I am doing a Twitch broadcast, which will then be put on the YouTube channel, and I will also extract the audio and make it into a podcast as well. So, yay! Lots of different media formats coming out, and hopefully, hopefully I don't go completely nervous. I need to remember to sit up. I can't slouch. So anyway, so hopefully I remember not to look like a complete weirdo as I'm doing this, and also not be incredibly self-conscious as I am. I'm gonna turn off show mouse there because that's annoying. So I'm doing this whole experiment thing, combining the audio and the video. So this is gonna be fun. I am gonna go through blogs. Um, I'm on the test server Sissy right now, and so I'm going to be going through and showing some things on Sissy. I'm really curious about the probing. I haven't been on Sissy at all, so it's going to be scary, it's going to be strange, and it's going to be a long process. So you'll probably want to watch the video and watch as I struggle through this. Um, a couple shout outs. I'd like to shout out King Doom. He went to FanFest and he actually put up a Google album, and he actually sent in an entry for the Gifu Award, which hasn't been given out in a long time, almost a year now. But I think I'm going to have to dust it out because he was sitting in one of the oh, what do you call it? One of the panel discussions, and it was the creative one where they built a spaceship. And if you watched on the stream or if you were there, they built a Pegasus, and the Pegasus was a Mimitar capital, I believe, and it was upright and it was really pretty, and it's because Mimitar upright capital is the winning combination for everything. So he sent me that, so I have to pull the Gifu Awards out of retirement and give him one. So congratulations, King Doom, and thank you for all the wonderful pictures. It was really nice of him to do that. I appreciate it. Pick out my face. Um, I probably shouldn't announce that for the people who are just listening in audio. Ugh, I'm terrible at this. So, what else? Other announcements, shout outs. Oh, the SEL is coming up this weekend. I will be doing studio again for SEL 3. I'm very excited. It's my second time doing studio commentary for esports and EVE Online, so it's very cool, and I'm really excited, and I really enjoy working with the team most of the time. I mean, it's a team, so there's all kind of fun stuff. But we have some great sponsors. Summer Blink is sponsoring, along with CCP and Lorcan DeSaul. And you may remember the name Lorcan from the podcast Podgoo. So he was a host on there along with Ender Black. So very lucky to have his donation along with, of course, CCP and Summer Blinks. They're all donating sizable amounts of ISK and Plex, and we were so grateful. And Summer's also donating some stuff for player prizes too, which will be fun. And we have our trivia questions lined up, and Sururi has been doing that. The team has just been crazy. Oh, so Namamai is doing the camera work, and he's been busy because we had some problems with Twitch, so now we're switching to OBS, and he's getting all that stuff worked out. And then you have oh, who else behind the scenes? Sarui, he's in Iceland, and he's been great. And Gunny, who does all of our web stuff and helps us get all that kind of crap together. And the other commentators, there's Selderain, there's Bacchanalian, and Bacchanalian and Namamai were on the winning team for the FanFest EVE Online PvP tournament, which is really cool. Got to see them on camera. For Namamai, he was so sick. He was the guy with the Namamai is the guy with the cyan blue hair. So if you go back and watch that video, he's there with his neon blue hair or cyan blue hair. And and Heart SP was also on that team too. He's in Exodunks and then Warlords of the Deep. So those are the teams that he's usually on for the Nui Nopen. I believe he was on the Exodunks. And then for SEL1, it was Warlords of the Deep, I think. Uh, so yeah, they won that tournament, which is really cool. They got like 2 cases of beer each, and then a bunch of plaques and some other cool like razor gear and stuff like that. So that's really cool. I'm really proud of those guys. I'm really happy for them that they accomplished that because they had some stiff competition. I mean, they had to go up against Elise Randolph of all people, along with like Shadu and Zastro looking over their shoulder and like cameras and stuff. I totally freeze and freak the hell out because I'm just like that. But and then the other commentators was it Selderain, Bacchanalian, uh, Brent is going to commentate um, this time around, which is great because he was missing from 1 and 2. So we're happy to have him where he should be. And then we got Ellender from PL, and he is the guy that came up with the idea for Hellcats. And he's been doing tournaments for forever, so he's going to be great. I got to sit on his audition, so we're very happy to have him as part of the team, and we're very excited. He's excited to comment on Shadu, and because Shadu bought his spot from the Black Legion team that was going to be on, which I think it was like 20 bill or something, and then they started talking about this whole Titan thing, but I think it was just 20 bill from what I understand from the middleman that facilitated the trade, which I think it was Cellerain who did that, which is kind of funny. So Shadu is infamous for just like ripping into the PL team. And if you go back and look at the FanFest team, like he goes up to the poor logistics pilot who just lost the match, mind you, and he's like, "So how does it feel to lose the match for your team? How does it feel?" And he's just like badgering the poor dude, and it's like, "Oh, come on." It's a really fucked up thing to do. But it was hilarious though, and so Eleanor is very excited to be on that side of it with Daddy Shadu taking the reins of a team. It'll be interesting because there are a couple because there's Pandemic B Lose, which is the Pandemic Legion B team led by Shadu, and then I think Admiral Gobbins is the Pandemic Legion team. But then you also have Tyrex Thor, Guiding Hand Social Club, which really isn't PL. It's kind of PL.25. And then there's another one uh, that's kind of PL-ish. Oh, insurance frauding, which is another 0.25. So it's like 2.5 PL teams out of 4 teams. But I don't know. It's going to be great. There are a lot of good competitors, and I'm very excited to talk about the matches and it's very exciting. But and then there's me, and I don't know dick, so I'm just there to kind of facilitate time and make sure that there's enough content and keep things moving. And then of course have our lovely guests on. We're gonna have some CCP guests on, which is gonna be fun. And actually some community people. A couple of the CSM guys are coming on, or Barteg and Mina are coming on, and I believe one of our sponsors from Summer Blink will come on as well. And I hope to maybe pull a player or captain on too to kind of talk to them while they're taking a break between their matches. So it's always fun to have that kind of perspective. Maybe pull somebody on after their match, and we'll see. It'll be fun. It'll be exciting. What else? I think that's it for that kind of stuff. I'm probably forgetting something. Oh, Flight of 1,000 Rifters was last weekend, and I went. I was just in my Helios, and I took a film the whole time. But it was so pretty, all the lasers and the missiles, and I'm gonna take some of the video and set it to music. I keep. Mm. and set it to music and do like this really cool thing with it. And I don't know, it'll be fun, it'll be great, but I'm going to do something fun with it. But it was a really nice event. He ended up, of course, PL crashed the party, and their method of crashing the party was bringing logistics, and so they repped the Knicks the entire time, and so the Knicks could not die, and so he did eventually self-destruct. But, you know, Peel's gonna do what Peel's gonna do. Oh, that's another thing. More PL news. I feel like, ugh, I feel like I'm circle jerking them now, but they've been all over the news. They won King of Losec. And so Eve, for the 10th anniversary, is running this contest that whatever alliance or corporation had the most kills in Losec during a specific day or period of time, CCP would fly that flag over CCP headquarters in Reykjavik. Of course, PL got it. Pandemic Legion got it. So they will. So the Pandemic Legion flag will be flying over CCP headquarters in Reykjavik sometime soon. Which everyone is so smug. Ellender is smug, and Elise has been posting on Twitter about it. So, but they deserve. Hey, they got it, so they deserve that smug. So good on ya. Congratulations to you. Happy that you got it. Oh, I'm kind of sad Goons didn't get it though, because that would have been a nice mug for Goons. But whatever. They're apparently starting a war in the South. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I can't. I can't really do that. It was. Oh my. Someone's watching. So Rob Zig is like space rave. It was. It was totally a space rave. It was. It was really awesome. What else? Oh, there was something else I was going to talk about. I don't remember. Oh well. Okay. So instead, we'll talk about dev blogs. So I'm going to pull up this dev blog. And when I first saw it, I was really excited. And it's the uh, want to trade tags for security status. And so CCP Master Plan writes the dev blog that I've been waiting for a really long time, like for a year, ever since they announced it. I was like, oh man, this is going to be awesome. Finally, we'll be able to put forth we'll be able to get tags and buy off sex status. Because, I mean, that totally makes sense. And so they use the opportunity to tie in Dust. And so they've created this new type of NPC who is Dust related. There are four of them. There's a clone soldier trainer, clone soldier recruiter, transporter, and negotiator. And they're all based on factions, which are Sancha, Garistas, Angels, Serpentis, and Blood Raiders. And so you're going to find them in these belts, in these low sec belts. And I'm going to have to try and get to low sec so I can check that out. Actually, I should do that while I'm babbling. I should finally buy my probes. Oh, and I forgot what they're called. Shoot. I'm such a baddie. Man, what are my probes called? And there are none in here. Oh man, this ship isn't even fit. Okay, this is bad. But anyway, back to the security tag. So, and this is going to be awful. So you have these security tags and they drop, and I was talking to Mina yesterday, and he was in a .01 system, and he said that they drop, that every time a rat appeared in the belt, it would drop every time 100%, and that out of 11 belts, he had gotten like 7 or 8 tags. So I mean, it's a pretty fairly decent drop rate, or maybe it was 6. Maybe out of 11 it was 6. No, it had to be higher than that. I think it was 7. I'm pretty sure it was 7. Which, there's a little bit more than half of the time, which isn't bad. So, that's all pretty well and good. But you read on the blog, and so you're feeling good about the new tags, and it gives you the character security status and how much they're worth because they're in a graded scale. Negotiators, transporters, recruiters, and trainers. Um, and new stations. There will be new stations with security offices over. Well, not new stations, but stations will get 45 stations will get this these security offices all through LoSec, and that's where you'll turn them in. And then you get to the bottom, and it says changes to cycle routing. And my heart dropped out of my chest when I read this. Like, I went from like super high to super low, and started to cry and was really upset because cycle routing is of course the most efficient way to fix your status right now. And so they're taking that away, which is really frightening in a lot of ways, because one has to wonder, will this system work appropriately? There is always that fear that things may not exactly go as planned uh, when you put these changes out, and it's Wordex UI about to be the probes apparently. There's there's so many things that have gone wrong when they've first been introduced, and so they're going to take away the most efficient way, and it puts a lot more pressure on the tag system to work appropriately. Though, on the other hand, I think this. I don't know if there is really a way to game it. If there is, we'll find out. But yeah, so that's very sad. So this will now be the most efficient way to get your tags up to hunt for these tags, which I guess will do what they want because they want to drive more traffic to LoSec, and they say that in the dev blog that they want to use this to increase low sec traffic. So I guess that's a way to do it. Everyone that's routing up their sec status will be in low sec hunting for these tags and doing it individually. Um, Entities have been doing what are called sec safaris or security safaris, where a group of players will get together um, wherever there's a patch of like pretty decent security systems, and then they'll go and then they'll start anomalies. Well, not anomalies. Is that the word I'm looking for? They'll start like a sanctum or something in each system, something that populates battleships. And they'll jump from system to system, popping one battleship, and everyone will lock onto the same battleship with like a target painter or web of fire, whatever they have, and then they'll all alpha it, and then they'll move on. And you can grind your sex status up very quickly in that method, and you can also do it solo. I mean, I did it solo and ground up my sex status from like -6 or 5 or something like that up to like -1.5 in like 2 weeks. And I mean, yeah, it's still 2 weeks of like serious grinding and serious ratting, and that's because with the cycle ratting, you can you hit a rat in one system, and then that system has a timer. So you go to the next system and your timer starts over, and you hit another like expensive battleship, and you start all these timers, and by the time you finish the circuit and get to the end, your first timer is up and you can start the circuit all over again. So it was incredibly efficient, and obviously it was too efficient because CCP's putting it into it. Ah, sad day, sad day. So like I had emotional difficulties after reading that dev blog, and he provides some graph porn at the end, but it's not enough to make up for what's happened to cycle ratting. Very sad day. What else? Speaking of graph porn, CSM8 election statistics have been released as well, so that's another dev blog that's out. And CCP Veritas did this one. So the eighth Council of Stellar Management, and in fact, you know what? I'm gonna do this. Uh, let's see. Oops. Oopsie. Let's see. So yeah. So we have this. Um. Uh. Here we go. Oops. CSMA election statistics. And so here we have the CSMA, and they use the right single transferable vote system. So all of these statistics are crazy. So they have the average, the ballot lengths, and so it looks like most people did the full 14 ballots, and then after that it was 3, which was interesting. So, and I mean, those are two huge numbers. So it was like 14, 3, and then everything else trails off, you know, dramatically. like it goes from it, like it goes from 5 digits to 4-digit numbers. And then they have different vector lengths because they have these different vector lengths because votes travel different paths, and so they had to group them along different vectors and different formulas, and they come up with a lot of crazy statistics, including what routes were taken um, for where your votes went. Because there are some odd statistics. Like there's one graph where um where is it? It's this weird bump in a specific number, and it's like, okay, this weird bump at 3 is caused by O, where people voted for 3, and it's the weird bump was caused by, oh, this is it. The sum of the slot strength is what it is. I'm sorry. I'm babbling like a freaking idiot. Um, so with slot strength, and so you see these numbers for slot strength, and it's like, okay, 60%, 24%, and then again it starts to drop off, and then it's like 8 has 0.25%, and then 9 jumps up to 1.11, and that was actually attributed to Malcanis. And so that's what all of these breakdowns show. uh, and then of course, the one vote vectors, they have it all broken down at the end. So that is some pretty cool graph porn if you're into that kind of thing. Let's see. Any other dev blogs? Well, of course, we're going through the celebrating 10 years of Eve. So they're doing a lot of crazy stuff with that. They had a bunch of dev roams last weekend. Iceland, there was a fireworks celebration, and you can watch the video for that. You can hear, yeah, that's the fireworks video playing. I'll let you watch that on your own time. And they talked about a couple events going on, including Flight of a Thousand Rifters and then the ganked roam that happened. But CCP did their own roam. Fozzie and Rise went out solo afterwards, but during the day they had just like hours and hours of dev roams, and different people were streaming. Like Dolan streamed for a little bit, Fozzie streamed for a little bit, Fox 4 streamed for a little bit. I think Kakor was playing. Just a bunch of different people, and they came to the Flight of a Thousand Rifters event. They picked fights with a couple different people. They did a little gay camp. They died horribly quite a few times. And it was all like, it's really nice to see them doing all of this stuff. Oh, and that's another thing for the 10th anniversary. So there's a new Eve store which was unveiled during FanFest, but they have this collector's edition. Ah, no, I want to look at this. So they have this collector's edition now, and right now it's in pre-order, but it's amazing. There's this. I guess I should click on it. There is a. I guess I'll go down to the physical items, because there's physical items and digital items. So the physical items include this 190-page hardcover book, which is like a coffee table book that explains Eve, and it's called Into the Second Decade. You get a Mimitar Rifter, that's a 4-port USB hub. You get the Eve Symphony soundtrack, the Danger Game, which was created by the founders of CCP, but it was in Icelandic. So they've updated it. The mayor of Reykjavik is still in drag, and then CCP Guard is the bad guy. and it's been translated into English, and it comes in this collector's tin, and then there's this mystery code, which is going to be used soon, TM. And then, of course, there are the digital items for both Eve Online and Dust 514. So one of the digital items is for Eve. You have two pre-purchase items. One for Eve, which is a rare Eve Destroyer, and then the one for Dust is a drop up link with a pre-recorder. I have no idea what that is, but apparently it's really cool for Dust. Digital Eve items, you get a golden pod. You get a Gnosis Battle Cruiser blueprint. It's a 5-run BPC. Aww. And you get a time capsule full of collectibles. You get a special magnate, and then you get a new account CD key with. Well, you get a new account CD key with 60 days. So you get a character for 60 days, or you get to make a new character. Awesome, right? And then there are the Dust Digital items, which there are three Amar drop suits, two Amar pistols, and then three Amar guns. I'm sorry. There's a pistol, an assault rifle, and a laser rifle. And it's all Amar. I'm kind of offended. I'm a little offended. But since we're on the subject of the Easter, you ordered your, and Rob Zick ordered his. So yeah. Uh, oh and then Rob reminded me that CCP Rise. Oops, you're looking down the tunnel of forever right now. See, he reminded me that CCP Rise streams on his own stream, which is true. He does. Like, he still streams and stuff. He's still keeping his love for the game fresh. So that's really cool to see. It's cool to see the devs doing that. I have not ordered my collector's edition, but soon, TM, I guess. And then, of course, community spotlights. Lately, CCP has been doing these community spotlights. They're very cool. The latest one is the Big Lottery, and they've done one on Eve Radio. They've done one on Pandemic Legion, Brave Newbies, and Eve Backstage, which is a role-playing forum, and they're all really cool. So it's great to see CCP doing that kind of stuff with the community. Now I need to get my probes and get my ship fit.